This is the Redallover reaction show to last night's Carabao Cup 2-1 win against Rotherham United. So we're going to discuss last night's game, couple of changes, a couple of interesting performances as well in there. And we're going to look forward to this weekend as we welcome Huddersfield Town to Oakwell in a second Yorkshire derby in a week and a top 6 promotion game as well. So let's get stuck into it. So, Craig, yesterday, a definite game of two halves. First half, very poor. Second half, much better, much improved. A couple of changes in that side as well. Reyes Cleary having a start, Ferrugia having a start as well. Conor Barrett coming in. A couple of changes in midfield as well. Yoga Nathan in there as well, alongside Patrick Kelly. So, a very disjointed side and a different side, which didn't really work in first half, but second half turned it around and we're into the third round draw.
Yeah, I think that's what you get when you change three of your back line. It was, I mean, the first half was the worst we've seen under Connor, in my personal opinion. It was very pedestrian. Defending were really non-existent. De Givigny couldn't handle his winger in that first half at all. Ferrugia we know he's a winger, he's an attacking player. He was playing at left back, which we know he can play, but for me, he was getting far too high, and he couldn't recover. He didn't have the pace to keep doing that all the time, going forward and then running back. Not like Beckett can. Beckett can do that all day. He's got the fuel tank for it. So that ball, that switch, especially from their left back area to the right wing, were open all day, and they exploited it. The balls over at top were relentless, and we couldn't handle it. If I'm quite honest. Obviously, with Barrett as well, I thought he had a good game, all in all, but still the aerial deficiencies are still there. A few times he wasn't able to challenge in the air. Hugo was far too strong for him. So for me, I still think that's a weakness he needs to work on. But all in all, that first half was horrendous to watch.
Yeah.
You know, the 7 shots on target in the first half for them alone, us 0. I think that tells you everything you need to know about that first half. Cooper kept us in it, and a couple of last ditch, fantastic goal line clearances from Barrett and Shepherd kept us in that first half. But there's one thing that we know under Connor is if there's problems, it tends to get it right in the second half. We always seem to come out stronger if we've had a bad first half. And he fetches on Phillips, who I would telling me at half time, I says, we need somebody in that midfield that's willing to go forward, because Russell were doing it. But the thing with Phillips is he plays high and wide, so it helps the wingers out a lot on that right hand side, and it creates a lot from that wider area. So I really wanted him to come on. Like I said with Ferrugia, I'm so glad he got a chance to play at right wing, because that is his natural position. Is a left footer who likes to cut in, and he very rarely gets to play that. He's either playing left wing or left back. So I'll bet coming on changed the game for us defensively anyway. It allowed us to be able to be secure because he can get back. He's got the pace, and their right winger in the second half really struggled to do anything because he were trying to keep up with better going forwards. And then he didn't have the gas tank to keep doing the job, following no better all the time. So, and I think he's just so much crisper on the ball, because he kind of inverts and he helps out the left winger a little bit. So it was the second half, we just ramped it up. We said, right, that's it. We're done with this slow passing, trying to create a chance. We're going to force it. We're going to up the tempo. And they really struggled with that. They couldn't keep hold of us. We seemed to be a bit too crisp with his passing. We weren't really making any mistakes. And all in all, if you put the full match under context, we probably deserve to lose. But that second half was that good. And like I said, I think the blocks and the goalkeeper in the first half allowed us to be able to win that game. Because I think if we go in 2-0, 3-0 down, we're not coming back from that because it's a different sort of scoreline, isn't it? So
Yeah, it is a little bit like that, Jane. Obviously, you look back at the weekend against Wimbledon where McGoldrick misses from 3 yard out, and then Wimbledon got the Rendon score, and it's sort of that them two polar opposites of how much that can change a game. And you saw that last night of Cooper making some very good saves whilst it's still being 1-0 early in the second half where he tipped one off
Yeah,
the bar. And then also quite a few in the first half as well. The blocks on the line. It's players just doing the job, which it weren't a fantastic first half, but it's still only 1-0. It still gave us that chance, which then when the opportunities did come our way, which as Craig said there, 7 shots on target for Rotherham in the first half, only one in the second half, and all of our shots on target coming in the second half, showing sort of the flip that sort of had happened. So whilst it was a poor first half, only being at 1-0, it always kept us in the game a little bit.
yeah. It were a bad first half. You wondered, you just thought after Wimbledon, you thought, I hope we ain't gone on a dip, or I hope that high we had at the beginning in nah, is it going? Because you do get that back here, and you think, well, Wimbledon, we said, didn't we, on last week, it were going to be a tough match. The very defensive, very strong side, Wimbledon. It were always going to be like hitting a brick wall with them. You're always going to get that. But Rotherham, you were a bit, yeah, it's cut, but you were a bit more like, they're not as defensive. They're not, I don't think, as strong, that way as what Wimbledon are. But they were attack right from beginning. They come out to, I think, try and hit us at beginning and get them 2-3 goals. Cooper again pulled off some quality saves, which that can tip the scales like it showed with us yesterday. All you got to do, 1-0 is you can change any game. I think 1 or 2 you can change. You're fine. You're still in it. You get to 3, that's when you're out of it. But he kept us, for want of a better word, he kept us in that game just at 1-0. But the quality saves from him every game have been absolutely brilliant. He's such a good keeper, really good, that we haven't seen at Oakwell for a good few years of that standard. And as the cliche, the game of two halves, it really, really were. We come out second half, and we've done this before on previous matches where we've come out the second half like, I don't know what Connor says to him in dressing room. I don't know what he's saying. Like a different side, not a different side, but just more motivated, more switched on. I don't know whether he's saying, "Look, this is what I want from you. This is what I need from you, and make it work," basically. And it just changed the game completely, and it was just all us. But I agree with Craig. Did we deserve to win it? Probably not, because there should have been 3-0 up in first half, but we did, and that's football.
Yeah, I think it is interesting, Andy, especially sort of as Jane said there, Connor came out after the game and said there's times to berate him and there's times to say, come on, let's step it up.
Yeah.
He brought on Ogbeta, he brought on Phillips and just said, look, it's time to go to gears now and step that intensity up. I think shows a lot to the sort of management style of Connor in terms of he knows you don't have to go in and give everyone a rollick in every single time something's gone wrong. There's different ways to go about it. And it seems so far when you look at Burton, 2-0 down in that in the first half, came back to win 3-2. You look at Rotherham sort of yesterday, and going back ages ago when it took us 2 years to be from a losing position to winning. Granted, that were a time when we were doing all right, so it was kind of a little bit of a skewed start. But at this point of the season, it's almost like a nice thing to see. If we go 1-0 down, it's not like, oh, here we go. Like, best we can do is probably draw from this position. There's still sort of that hope, and it's almost becoming to a point of expectation of we'll get back into this at some point as well.
Well, it's not a bad thing for once because there were a time when we couldn't, if we went to goal down, that were it. We couldn't make a comeback. And let's be fair, there are a lot of changes in this game. You know, players changes from last week and about half the team were out. They're all changed around. It was still a pretty decent side that we put out, but by God, the first 30 minutes were dire. It was back. We couldn't pass it to each other. We were back to mucking about with it at the back, going forward to midfield and straight back, and then it were like Collins' ball over again. Jorgen Nathan were playing in that defensive midfield player role and simply just shouldn't because every time he got ball in that position, I thought he's going to lose it and they're going to score because he were taking some chances. In actual fact, it must have been bad because for 30 minutes I had my brother moaning in my ear all. And he just complained and moaned for 30 minutes. I had to tell him to shut up. I got that fed up with him because, trying to enjoy a game. But, in the respect of how we played, it were right. We couldn't pass to save our lives. It were awful. We didn't look bothered. Didn't look anything. And it's little things, like I said, the architects are our own downfall. The actual goal, their wingers got the ball. They were doubling up on our wingers. We didn't. So their wingers got the ball. He's cutting inside MDG and he's there so he can shoot free shot. And I'm not sure how it beats it. I know he lashed it, but I'm not quite sure how he beat Cooper at his near post. I don't know if it bobbled or what, but it seemed easier to save it to me. But it's easy when you're top at East Stand to say that, isn't it? But there are other things like they put a player through the really good save, and then the block by Conor Barrett on the line, which were an extraordinary save. Did really really well. It was sort of like Vimmel tracked his midfield player with him, tracked him all the way back, then slipped. And I think stop watering the pitch. That would be a start. Either get longer studs or stop watering the pitch. But he slipped, and that can happen. It's an unfortunate thing, but he slipped. What irritated me, and he's a young lad, but what irritated me, if you watch it, he's on all fours. So he slipped, turned on all fours, and he's still on all fours when Barrett clears it. And I think, get back up to your feet and try and block something. And he weren't doing. He weren't doing. He was just still on floor 4 or 5 seconds later when it's cleared. And that's gawping. That's watching the ball rather than get back up your slips or get straight back up as quickly as you can. So that was disappointing. But I don't think it's his position at all. He's much better when he's got the ball higher up the field and running with it. But yeah, goalkeeper made a couple of good saves. Jack Shepherd did a good block in the first half and all that. And I thought, 1-0, I thought it could have been more, like you said. They deserve to be winning. They deserve to be winning 1-0, even though it's Rotherham. And I find it hard to bring my son to say that. But they deserved it. Second half, as Craig said and Jen said, we turned it round. They made the changes and we looked unit. I know what Craig's saying about Heighton in the air, but I thought Conor Barrett was exemplary yesterday. He looked a true quality centre back. I really liked the look of him, and particularly Johnny Bland in midfield. That second half, he looked like he'd been playing there for years. I thought he was just stunning, absolutely stunning. I know we gave Vickers at the ground. We gave Vickers the man of the match, and he did really well when he went on left. He did really really well. Johnny Russell. I think you tell me what you think. I think I could be wrong because I'm not seen it, but I thought there were a hinter offside for our equaliser because I don't think I'll better pulled it back. It might have been level with him, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't care. That's the bottom line. I actually don't care. And in some respects, I hope he were offside because I don't care, and it counted. So that's all that mattered. And then a good bit of pressure and. Bland himself went through towards middle and placed it just outside at post. Then obviously they went up and hit crossbar and what have you. And some great passing by Adam Phillips. When he's like that, he really is what I used to call him, the magician. He really was a magician. And a lovely little tapping. It goes over from one side, goes over to the other side, clips it back in, and there he is. Puts it up 2-1. And I thought, as Craig said, Ferrugia out on the right wing. I thought we did all right on left, but out on the right wing is somewhat else. He was. If all I would say to him is, when you're going to shoot, lean forward, because you don't have to clear crossbar every time you shoot. Lean forward and get it on target rather than lob it off at bar. But he were outstanding that second half out on that right wing and played really really well with Phillips. They did. I thought they were really, really good out there and gave him a torrid time in the second half. And we could have scored more goals. I don't agree with these two because I think we deserve to win. Because I think our second half performance were much better than their first half of performance. But it's all opinions, isn't it? I just think the pair of naysayers.
Oh,
come on!
Don't. He's back. Don't start.
Naysayers.
Oh, Craig, ignore him.
I've just checked
Negative Nellies. Negative Nellies.
I've just checked stats on Conor
I don't
Barrett
care
just to
about
double
stats.
check what I
Talk
was
about
seeing
XG
is
and all,
actually
'cause I don't
true.
care about XG
No, it's
either.
not XG.
Don't give a monkeys.
No, because I want to see if I'm actually seeing what I think I'm seeing, and he did only win 55% of his aerial duels, so I am
More than
seeing
he
him
lost
miss
then.
headers.
More than he lost then
no,
against tall strikers. More than he lost against somebody that you said was a man mountain.
He won 6 out of
55.
11, so just over, right? But
Good.
he completed the most passes in the game, and his long passing. Where will that start then? I just got his accurate long balls is 65%.
That's good.
So that's what I'm saying. When the ball's on the ground, he is fantastic. It's when he's in the air, he struggles a little bit. But it's not something that you can't.
55%.
I know.
55% against a tall lad that you said,
Well,
big strong lad, but we didn't knock him
Shepherd's
about.
65%, so he's not got a lot of way to go to be better.
I'm just
saying
I think you owe him
what
an
I see.
apology, Craig. You keep having a go at his eye.
I
You need to apologise here and now in front of people.
I never apologise.
Well,
my opinion is my opinion, and I'll stand by it. If I'm proved wrong,
well, you just have done 55%.
Then I'll just say, well, I'm not proved wrong because it didn't.
55%. That's all I'm saying. Starting to sound like a Simpson.
It was nice, Craig. It was nice to see Ferrugia, when you said moved on to that right hand side into his actual natural position, because the poor bloke spent. He's played just about every position you can do, apart from donning Murphy Cooper's gloves so far.
Oh, don't say that, Craig. Josh, don't say that. It's going to happen on Saturday.
Oh, there you go. If we need an attacking-minded goalkeeper, stick Ferrugia there.
Like Cameron Dawson.
Yeah, that's what we're missing. It is nice seeing him on the right side, and just the presence of mind as well for that cutback for Phillips, because that's an easy one of, like, the circumstance of the ball's coming in. It's very easy to almost get a little bit carried away and lash a shot at goal. It might have gone in, but the presence of mind to cut it back, and Adam Phillips acres of space in box and just rolls it in. It's just an experienced player's move, and it's nice to see sort of that level of composure in the box from someone like Ferrugia that we can bring on or could start at points this season.
Yeah, well, when I saw the ball drop to him, my heart dropped a little bit, because I think about 10 minutes before that happened, he knocked one into Rose Ed, and then a couple of minutes before the goal, he actually cut inside and he hit it just past post. So, like, he's dying to score here, he's going to hit this. But the presence of mind to cut that back to Phillips, I was saying to Mia, I said that was intelligence, that was experience, and that was doing the right thing at the right time. And obviously it proved to be the winning goal. A couple of things that I did notice in the first, well, I'd say the first half, but throughout the whole game, Keeler Dunn is dying to score. He's literally willing to shoot from anywhere. A couple of times in that game, he could have slid clearly through it first half, which he declined to do, and he wanted to shoot. And he could have, I think it was Vickers in second half on left wing. He could have slid in through as well, but he decided he's dying to score a goal, and like I said, that could be a detriment or it could be a motivator for him. But I enjoyed seeing Vickers on that left wing as well. I think he looked more natural. On the right wing, he's good, he's tricky, he's good technically, he's got great feet, he's very press resistant. But when he cut inside to shoot on his right foot, it just looked natural. It looked like something that he'd been doing his whole career or whatever. So I really want to see next game Ferrugia out on that right hand side. I want to see I forgot his name now.
Vickers
out on that left hand side. And either McGoldrick or Keeler Dunn up top. I wouldn't mind playing Keeler Dunn just behind the striker as well. I think that's a position he could play. And when McGoldrick drops like he does, Keeler then goes forward. I think they could work well together. It's a possibility. But then are you going to then take away some of Phillips's game? Because that's his game, to get forward and be that guy. So I don't know. You know what? It's a big headache for Connor. I'm so glad I don't have to make these decisions. But I'm so happy. No, but I'm just so happy there's people who are challenging for positions. Because for a lot of years we've all been able to pick every starting 11 that's happening all the time, and we all know who's playing in what position. And it's nice to know that there's obviously Bland, there's Jorgen Nathan in midfield, along with Connell, along with Johnny Russell. You're looking at everywhere there seems to be competition, but I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face. We need a centre back. Still, as good as Barrett was, I want a started centre back to go next to Shepherd, because we're crying out for it and it's obvious. And do you know what? I didn't want to say out, but I don't think Dejavine can play it right back. I've said he could possibly play there, and he's played well there in the past. He got skinned by that winger yesterday. Too often. So for me, I'd want a right back as well.
Just moving on to that, Jaden, then in terms of players coming in, I mean, I'll go one further than you, Craig, and say two centre halves for me if we're to actually be serious this season, because it is quite, I know we said this a little bit last time as well, but it's quite a lot to put on Jack Shepherd. He made a jump of 10 divisions when he first signed for us in League One, bit part player for a bit of a season, then went out on loan, came back, then went out on loan to Bradford for a full season. He's basically had two and a bit seasons as a professional player. And now we're asking him again to make a massive leap from top end of League Two to top end of League One, which it's a lot to put on his shoulders. And it's a nice position for him to be in. But I think we do need another centre back in addition to one to make it two, just to mitigate a little bit of that pressure on him, because it just screams of that Jasper situation of when we had to throw him in for that full season and the poor kid just got ripped apart week in, week out, and ripped apart both
Yeah,
on
we
the
do have
pitch
Josh
and
Earl
back.
though as well.
No, I get that, but also I'd like Earl to be on the bench as cover for centre half and left back, because then you look at that bench, you look strong defensively. You can have MDG there to do right back and centre half, Earl left back and thingy. It looks quite strong as that bench now.
The downside with Josh Earl for me is that he sometimes overplays it, tries to be, in control, casual, and there's a time when it can become complacent and gets caught with the ball, and that's not because that's not good. That's not good. Cut that out, and I'm with Craig on it. I think he's a good possibility. That's why with Craig, I think he just won for me.
Where do you sit on it, Jane?
I agree, because we said this on last. I think we said it on last show before. I can't remember. That it is a lot for his young shoulders to carry. And like I said, we don't want another Jasper Moore situation, because I remember watching him and it was like, this poor kid. He looked like it was too much, and he was such a good player, but it was just too much for him. So, like you said, maybe two, at least one. I think we could do it. Could we do with a mixture of, I don't know what other people think, of experience and fitness? So we could do with one that is more experienced for the older head. As we've seen, you do need your older heads and your more experience in your team. And another one who, I don't know, maybe younger but has got more higher league experience, because you've said is jumping from League Two, Upper League Two to Upper League One. We really are looking for Championship.
We have still got Roberts though, guys. He hasn't retired. He's just injured.
I said that injury is going to take ages.
Go on, Craig.
Well, we've been told 3 months, haven't we?
Tell him, Craig.
He's doing Pilates though.
And we've got Conor Barrett. What are you on about?
Go on, Craig. Get him tell, Craig.
Oh,
Go on.
And we've got the
Don't start now, Andy. Don't start now. But
they'll not be satisfied, Craig, till we've got a team of centre halves, these two.
But yeah, we've got Roberts.
We nearly have already.
It's going to take some time, and we need to be. We're on a right run, and we need to be pushing that run. So I agree with you. I think we need two. Definitely need one, but we need one. I think a little bit more experience would do good. I really do.
That's a great point, Jade. Back it.
Jack's still learning his trade. I utterly get that.
Yeah.
And with Craig, we've got Josh Earl and all.
Oh, don't start sucking up to it. Don't start now.
Hey, I've been thrown insults for the past few shows when I've not even been.
When you're not there.
When I've not even been there. So I'm taking the praise, and I'll take it.
Don't do it.
What did you and Mia predict, Craig? I'll tell you what you predicted.
2-1.
Craig, Finally this season.
He's put that top on just so he can show it. That's
My favourite thing is you didn't even predict that, did you?
No,
Oh.
I'm claiming it though. I'm claiming it. No, I didn't. Because I reckon that if I say something other than 2-1, I've gone 2-1 all season and we've not done out. Not close. So I thought, I said, if I do something else, so I'll go 1-1, then we'll win on penalty. If I go something else, we'll win 2-1. And I'll take that. And so, reverse psychology, Josh, that's all it was.
You've
I was
sacrificed,
saying 2-1 in my head.
I'll tell you a
some
funny
points.
story about that. So we were 2-1. She checked her phone to make sure she'd sent you the right score, right? In 87th minute, they've got a corner and their goalkeeper goes up into the box. She's shouting at the telly, telling goalkeeper to get back in net, just so we don't go up the other end and score, because she wanted to get prediction right. And then 2 minutes later, they had another one, and he come up again. She was losing her mind. It was hilarious to watch.
He's not listening.
Bless her.
I just love that when it gets to a certain point in the game, it's like, I'm not too about result now. If 2-1's fine for me because I've predicted that. Don't need.
You're like, we've got 3 points. I was like, yeah, we're also in next round.
I got some excitable messages off her, bless her. But she got it, she did it. She got it.
Prediction league's far more important than
absolutely.
All them years ago, I'd got 2-1 to mentor. I'd have gone top at prediction league. And Mamadou Tiam run from his own half through with nobody near him. 9 times out of 10, the sod missed. He didn't.
Good.
And then final whistle blew. And I was shouting, fall over. Just fall over. Because it were literally seconds to go. And if he didn't fall over, put it in net. And before he could turn round and celebrate, final whistle, I was devastated.
You're walking down.
I ain't got over it. You can tell. I ain't got over it.
Does remind
I'm with Mia on this. I'm with Mia.
Unrelated to prediction league, but I just remember that time when Voto broke forward and it went round everyone and then fell over and missed, being up in net.
It was the best run ever, weren't it? Took it over half length at field, empty net, and missed.
I think I might be wrong. That might be that game where we went down to 10. No, Darren Moore playing to Voto wouldn't have been there. Yeah. Darren Moore got sent off. What it against?
When we did rubbish afterwards, you mean?
What it against? Yeah, we did. What it against Dobby that he did that? Let us know in the comments below when did that run, because I don't really know what to Google to find that one out.
Oh,
so someone will know who's watching. Let us know who Moto did that run against and what result were that games. Can't remember if it meant we drew or if we still won 2-1. Off the top of my head, let us know. Right, moving forward then to the weekend as we welcome Huddersfield Town, who are coming off the back of beating Sunderland on penalties. Got off to a decent start yesterday, scored in the first 10 minutes, and then Mark Guiu on loan from Chelsea pegged them back in the 85th in somewhat of a fairly balanced, looking at shots, kind of game. Possession-wise, not. But Craig, obviously, Huddersfield, very strong start to the season. I think they've only lost one game but won the rest. Just looking at results very quickly. We lost to Blackpool on the 16th of August. And they've beaten some fairly decent promotion contending sides in that, not beating Leyton Orient on opening day. Reading, who we all had high hopes for, but have got off to a pretty poor start. Beating Stevenage at the weekend as well. Stevenage's first loss of the season, beating Donny as well. So some fairly decent sides in there that have turned over, which I think when you look at Huddersfield's summer, it was to be expected that there'd be a force. The only sort of question mark around Huddersfield was Lee Grant as a manager, I think, really.
Yeah, but he seems to be doing a very good job. And do you know what? This video is going so nice, and I really enjoy myself. And now we're going to talk about Huddersfield. It's worse. It's worse than it looks. Every game they've won, they've not conceded. They've conceded in one game this season, and that was the loss to Blackpool with the 3 goals that they conceded. They look a very experienced, competent side, and they don't seem to have any chinks in the armour. The goalkeeper's one of the best goalkeepers in the league by far. Alfie May's been one of the best strikers in this league for God knows how long. The midfield looks really strong with Ledson and Kane. And there's not much that you can really say negative about them. I mean, last season they seemed to trip up against lower opposition, and I think that ultimately cost them because I think they just expect to roll over teams, and they didn't do that. But I think Lee Grant has fetched a stubbornness and a collective win. That team they seem to have got rid of a few bad eggs, and you know what? It's going to be a really tough game, really
Great.
tough game. And I expect I put these to win league just because I
Yeah.
think they look complete, and it's going to be a really tough game. But we have shown as well that we can. The only positive I can see is they've not played a really top team,
Yeah.
like somebody that we expect to be in top four. You know, Reading, we all expect them to be around mid-table. You know, Leighton Orient, I put them in my top six, but just barely. You know, they've not played a Cardiff. They've not played. You know, I'm saying us, but you know, we're playing a lot better than we expected we were going to start at season. So we're at home. We've been doing all right at home lately.
Mm.
So the only the problem is we've not beat them in 6 games. So the last 6 games we've had 1 draw and 5 losses. So
Oh,
you know, I'm trying to give you a bit of hope, but I'll just slam you back down to reality as well.
yeah.
I'll not bother buying a ticket then this weekend. Now you said that. I mean, I get your point of saying they've not played like a top team, but I mean they beat Stevenage, who were obviously top at league and unbeaten at the time. But I know the point of a side that you'd expect to up there. I think Stevenage have just set off like a house on fire, and
Yeah.
I mean you'd expect the wheels to fall off at some point for them. But I appreciate your point there. Jane, I mean, as much as you can have a good side and whatever, when it comes to actually being a local derby and things like that, strange things do happen. And as Craig said there, we haven't we haven't won in 6 against them, so I'm seeing that as would you a win.
Well, I thought exactly the same as you. We're we're in tune tonight, Josh. We're in tune tonight. It's the Yorkshire Derby. Anything goes in a derby. You know it does. Gloves are off. It's grit your teeth and get on with it. I just think that they're a very difficult side. They're a very organised side. They have got some good players. It's not one that I would say is going to be an easy win. Can we do it? Yeah, we can. I do think we can. I think it's going to be tight, and I think there's going to be a lot of if we can get well bouncing. I do think that'll make all the difference. You know, being at home. But I do think I'm going to say it. I do think we can win them. I do not by it's not going to be by a mile, but I do think we can. If we get his head down and get on with it, we're good enough, and they've got to believe that they are good enough to win them. Definitely.
Yeah, I think it does. It does feel like there's a bit of confidence, and I think when we come up against
Yeah.
almost any side so far this season, that there's almost not an expectation, but there's not really a side I see us going up against and thinking, oh,
No chance.
yeah, like I don't fancy that today. Like I think, especially even when you saw the start of seeing Burton 2-0 down,
Yeah.
you don't really come from 2-0 down to go and win 3-2, but we did.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a little bit of a difference,
Definitely.
mentality-wise this season, Andy.
I agree. I think the believe they can, and it's that belief that will even if even when we have bad starts, we still believe we can, and that might be the driving force that just pips us off at edge on Saturday. We will see. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I think as well with that, Andy, looking at Huddersfield side though, it's not like there's one player that's just scoring for him. Top scorer so far this season, joint is Alfie May and Ben Wiles from central midfield. It's not like you're marking one player out of a game. I think looking at this as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 players have scored for him so far this season, including Cup. But it's not one of them games of if you just keep Alfie May quiet, we'll be fine because they can go and chuck 3 or 4 players on for you.
Yeah, I think Wales is a good player. He showed it last year against us in both games. A good player. So he's not going to be easy. And yeah, Alfie May will make a difference for him. And you know the worry. I think the worry. Well, certainly the worry for me, but I think probably the worry for a number of us is we can't afford to make the daft defensive mistakes that we make. You know, the daft passing that just don't come off and it puts them on the attack straight at us with the players that that Huddersfield have got up front, you know, because on the subs bench they've got Joe Taylor, who I'm assuming is just coming back from injury, and we're, you know, everybody wanted to buy him from Luton at the time. So he's coming back, so he should be a good player. And of course um, they've got Dion Charles, who likes to go down in box as well as Herbie Kane. So them two he could easily bring him on to try and get a penalty. So if we show our soft underbelly, particularly in the centre of defence, but also down the wings sometimes, like we said last night on the right hand side, or on our right hand side, then they'll punish us. If we are lax in how we pass it out from the back, they'll punish us. But it's still 11 against 11, and they're not, I won't say not Manchester City, but when Spurs done them, they're not Barcelona or all like that. It's flipping Huddersfield. They might be second in the league, but they're Huddersfield. And
Yeah.
these are the games you want to play in, don't you? Because they're going to bring about 6,000 fans, so their end will be full. They'll all be shouting. I do think Rotherham made a lot of noise with they didn't bring that many. I do still think that we need to get some egg boxes strapped at top at flipping Barry Murphy stand because it's too noisy. You can have one man and his dog, and it's still noisy. So I think we need to quieten that down a bit. But that's just me. Get some bafflers on roof or whatever. But these are the games you want to play, isn't it? We Yorkshire Derby, local derby, get stuck into each other. Take no prisoners. Take if we
Correct.
need to take them down. Don't dilly about sticking a toe in. Get wading. Get under them. Put your centre about and get at them. Not dolly about at back. Get at them. And we can cause them as many problems as they can cause us. So it should be an exciting game with attacking football, as long as we match them in the way that when we know we can play in a certain way, and we need to. Otherwise, we'll come a cropper. If we don't, we'll not come a cropper, and they'll go back to East Lancashire feeling fed up.
I would like to just preface that everyone can get stuck in, apart from you, Vimal. Be a bit steady. Do you know what I mean? Take a bit of heart in it after that Bolton game. Just take a bit of heart in it.
I'm not sure he'll be playing. I think it'll be Johnny Bland playing in there with other two myself. That's what I'd do.
Luca playing golf this weekend then, or Luca and Patrick Kelly in there.
Oh, it's for me to be Bland, Connell.
Bring him on to just bring him on to lever someone halfway through. That's what I bring Vimal on for. Once for 2 or 3
down. Bring Vimal for last minute to take them all out.
Bait
them all.
Yeah. Last 10 minutes, 1-0 up, make it scrappy.
and I'm utterly with Craig. We need to start moving DKD more inside where he's effective, nearer to McGoldrick where he can be more effective, because he's wasted out on the left wing. He's not a winger. He's wasted out on the left. And I actually think, personally, much as I rate him as a player, I think he's been poor out on the left. Because, stop, start. He needs to get involved. Him and Phillips closer together will be pretty good. So, don't know about who's going to play it back. Connor Barrett.
Just win 7-6. That's what we'll just go for.
Can I just say this? Because
it depends.
I told you before I wanted to say this. Dean and I were approached by a few people before game. They might have approached us afterwards, although we did win ultimately. And one of them said that us lot kept him going. Recently been in hospital and feeling pretty low, but he's out and him and his lad were there and looks all right. He looks fine. I don't know, but he looked all right. So doctor obviously did him some good, and he just wanted to thank us all. Called Mick Hyde. I think his doctor was Dr. Jekyll, but I didn't ask him that. But Mick Hyde, so thank you, Mick. It was much appreciated for you and your lad what you said to us all.
Just on that, Mick, Andy did practice that joke before.
Yeah, did. That's the face for there's a dad joke.
Not something that's come off the top of his head, by the way. Practice that and ran it by his
Holden's at best, Mick. Holden's at best, Mick. I'll go and ask you and bottled it. Holden's at best.
Craig, one thing Andy did mention there was about Huddersfield. They're not going to come in sitting behind the ball, or you wouldn't really expect them to with the players that they've got available. So I think that probably will help a little bit in our favour, and hopefully it makes it a good, expansive game, and just both sides actually have a go at each other rather than one sitting back and trying to defend.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing we can draw a positive to, is the fact that they're going to play. They're going to come to play, and we tend to respond to that like for like, and we duke it out and we see who comes out. scoring most goals ultimately. I think it's been an exciting game. Like you said, they're gonna sell out because they're doing so well. Um, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. I don't know who I'd play in middle though. I would love to say just sit Connell back and allow DKD and Phillips to control the middle. Because they've got bags of energy, they can tackle, they can do all that. And then just leave Vickers and Ferrugia to wings. Personally, that I think I'd probably try that. I know DKD's not a central midfielder, but I think he could play that role just fine. But it is a question I was going to send Josh, and I forgot to do it before last show. Is DKD being wasted on the left wing? And I really truly believe that he is. I understand people saying, yeah, but he cuts inside and he plays more inside and no better goes out. I'm like, yeah, but he's a striker, he's a goal getter. He likes to be in front of the net. And I don't know, it just, like I said in the Rotherham game, he seems to be pining for a goal. That's his job. And I think if you take his ability to be in positions to score goals, you'll see the worst of him. You'll as last match, McGoldrick, he had two or three like 3-yard shots that a couple of them were blocked, and one were an overhead kick. And I'm thinking if you put DKD in them positions, he's just as likely to score them as McGoldrick is. So I'd like to see a bit more rotation between them two as striker. I do believe they can both play in the team, but I don't believe it's good to put DKD out wide. I think we proved that under Collins, who used to play him up left wing, and it didn't work. So for me, yeah, you need to bring DKD more inside to get the best out of him.
I would say on that, I mean, it'd probably be a discussion point a little bit, maybe in a week or so, to be honest, after the Huddersfield game, depending on how it goes. But I think for me at the moment, it's a case of I can't remember which game it was. It might have been against Peterborough or the game before that of no, it was a game at home, sorry. So it'd have been Bolton or Burton. Him and McGoldrick both ran into the same space into the area multiple times because a lot of the good play came from Vickers and Phillips, and then cutting it back into the box, which you can see is a clear pattern of play of we do that so often. And I think it's just a case of they both want to occupy the same space. And I think it's something that DKD's having to learn is to actually hand back more towards the back post and let McGoldrick go into middle and score like he did against Burton at the near post, because that's his game at his age. He knows where to stand in box. And I get your point in terms of I don't know if DKD gets into them positions that McGoldrick does against Wimbledon. Just because he seems to more loiter on the edge box and arrive a little bit later.
Waiting for a cutback.
Yeah, whereas McGoldrick's more than happy to go and stand on goal line and tap something in. So I don't know if he makes them runs or that movement, but I do agree with not getting the most out of DKD so far this season. As you said, it didn't really work with Collins when he tried to show him out there. I think it was just moments of actual brilliance of DKD also not listening to Collins and just sauntering into the middle of the park and actually doing what he wanted to do and score. I think he's better sat behind McGoldrick rather than out one left for me, but I think that then causes more of a problem in middle. We don't really have a player that sits just behind McGoldrick either.
I'd say Phillips is the most, but he's more to the right.
Yeah.
He definitely like it. That's what I'm saying. If you can have them both starting side by side, DKD just on the left inside channel, so if so to speak, whereas Phillips would do on the right hand side, and it'd be perfect for him to just loiter on the edge of the area. We all know he can shoot from distance. We all know he can do a little shimmy and get a couple of yards and hit one from distance. And I think it'll give him that opportunity to get goals. Whereas at the minute, it's so far out wide, it's so far away from the net, it just seems to constantly be passing back or trying to create something and trying to do too much, or and ultimately that's not his game. His game's to be that threat.
Mm-hmm. No, he's not in his strongest position, is it? He's not in where he sits best. So he won't do, because he's probably just, it's like I'm just going to have to play it safe, in effect, really, because I can't make the breaks or take the shots that I want to. So I'm just going to play it safe. And like you said, but then we don't get the best from him, do we?
What would you do, Andy, to fix it? Because it does. It almost feels like we've nearly got an embarrassment of riches going forward.
Yeah.
Like when you look at players that haven't even got a sniff or injured. Fabio Jallo injured, obviously not playing. Reyes Cleary, who looked really good against Burton and then against Fleetwood, and haven't really played too much since then and didn't really do too much yesterday. Ferrugia's again sort of making a bit of a claim to be at least utilised and used. And then you've actually got the 4 or 5 players we've got playing that attacking position. It's by far the strongest end of the pitch we've got. But sometimes it's not a case of playing all your best players. You've got to play the ones that fit and complement each other the best. Similar to Johnny Russell last season. If you wouldn't have really thought he would have been such an important player for us, but he did become important with the role that he played.
We've got a number of viewers that are knocking on, so they'll know what I'm going to talk about. You all might not, but they'll know what I'm talking about. If you do know what I'm talking about, the all three, just say, because you might not. In an era of wing backs and false nines and false tens and left back in dressing room and God knows where else, when I were younger, you got a centre forward, an inside right, and an inside left. DKD at inside left, Phillips at inside right. Just it's exactly what Craig's describing. The position he's described: inside left and inside right. They can have wingers and all, but inside left and inside right. It's the old-fashioned way, and with them two, it'd work. Interchangeable, and it'd work. All those that are knocking on a bit like me, get it in comments and just show these that's what should happen.
It just seems funny if you look at the evolution of what is common in football. I mean, in the like late noughties, you had Man City, and they brought the evolution of you've got to have wing backs that get forward and get the ball in. You're thinking Kyle Walker, Danny Rose, all these sorts of players, and then it's changed a little bit, and then you had these inverting ones of the past few years. You know, they're cutting and they're playing as central midfielders like Beckett does sort of thing, and that's coming in. And now, if you look at the top teams, they're having centre backs playing at right back and left back and just staying back. You know, it's the evolution of the game. It's constantly in this flux of just trying to outmaneuver the other teams, and you know, it's when you can try and read a game, you know, and understand why one team beat another, or you know, it's fascinating.
I blame Alf Ramsey. In 65 and 66, he played without wingers. He played 4-3-3. And, you know, so, you know, he just changed everything from what we were used to with wingers and inside forwards. He just played 4-3-3. So he didn't play with any wingers. Oh, and what did he do? What good did that do us? Very little, I would suggest.
Blame
no historical at all. Andy, not at all.
Did nothing, did he?
Nothing. Nothing for football. Nothing.
So it's all his fault. And I'd tell him if he was still with us, but he's not, sadly. So, anyway, rest easy, Alf.
I do think as well we've got a little, because the formation we play is not symmetrical either. We don't really have a left winger compared to what we've got on the right, because Adam Phillips and Vickers almost stand on each other's toes for all the game, and then you get Tanani Watson or whoever the right back is joining that. So it's almost like that three there to make a triangle. Ogbete hugs that left-hand touchline as much as he can to stretch the game, to almost allow DKD to go inside a little bit. I do think it's a case you just need to shove DKD 5 yards further inside and then get... I'm just trying to... I've just got me notepad up to draw this out in my head of... You just need to
shove... a tactics board. You need a tactics board.
It's like a 4-1.
Fanzone have got their own tactics guy with his own flipping... What's it? I thought better youth. Honestly, Josh, I thought you'd get tactics.
To be fair,
it is behind me. About on it.
It is behind me, but nothing beats just drawing it on a sheet of paper instead.
Don't tell Tom, he'll not buy you another one.
I'm just working out. I've only got 9 players on this pitch at the minute, so I'm actually...
That's all right. Bolton Tactics, man, only had 10 players of Barnsley playing.
And you had a tactics board at one stage.
Proved to be...
it's there.
Oh, he's had another one since then, hasn't he?
He's pointed at it, but we can't see it. It's there in front of his face.
There at side of my cupboard there.
Why didn't you use it then?
I didn't, obviously.
I weren't briefed on this segment that we were going to go into and pull out, but
the unpreparedness is
Shocking.
It's an
Unprepared. Is that a
abomination.
new word, Craig? The unpreparedness.
Yeah,
What's
do you
the
know
word
what?
I say?
I'll
We
claim
all
that. I
do
think it's pretty good.
unprepared.
Don't tell me how to
Good
spell
for
it.
me, Craig.
I
I'm
should
from Town.
Shakespearean times. You're unprepared.
The unpreparedness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that's one
on.
for countdown.
It was funny when I was speaking to Alex about doing this new radio show, and he was like, "Oh, how do you prepare Redallover?" I was like, "About 2 minutes before, mate."
If that.
Because you got quality people with you, that's all.
That's
We just
it.
wing
Easy
it, don't
for
we?
you.
We just wing it.
We
Two-
don't research.
2 minutes before, and then I just let Andy speak for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It's rate easy.
Stick up for me, Craig.
And I just try and fill in blanks that he don't say. You know, try and chuck
Which
a
is
stat in
usually-
there where I can.
Usually a lot of space and all.
XG.
I saw
Predict-
Alex yesterday. Alex were on turnstile, let me in turnstile. It always scares me because I hand me thing and just trying to get in and just says, up, Andy. And it's silent Alex.
That's him sat down for allowing rabbling.
I can't believe it. Oh, even worse, he let my brother in and all. That really is letting it rabble in. What can you say?
Predictions. I feel like we're all coming off the back of a good set of predictions. Apart from you, Andy, you had a onking week.
That's what you say. That's what you think.
To be honest, I think I've not done too bad over the last 2 games.
Well,
I don't know if I got Wimbledon correct, but I said we'd lose.
No, you didn't get it correct.
No, that's still a point though. A point more than what most of you probably said.
There are only two of you. Two of you got 1-0. You and Cheryl Gray got 1-0. Nobody got the. You're only two that predicted a Wimbledon win. So
Naysayers.
yeah,
Also
so
correct,
mixture of
Small.
naysayers or Nostradamus, but didn't quite get the 2-0, Craig. But there were only two. Restras was just rubbish. We're all
That's a
rubbish.
3-0.
Rubbish.
What do I know?
Happy clappers, rest of you lot.
Let's bring that phrase
bringing
back.
that back. We're bringing
Let's
that
bring
back.
that phrase back.
Me-
Hey, I think
Yeah,
Joe's still got some shits.
Yeah.
You know, got wrong fixtures on, but you never, you know.
I think I've got them. I've got them somewhere. I've got a few Happy Clapper t-shirts if anybody wants any.
Wait, 2022, 23 season. I'm backing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Predictions, Craig. What are you going for?
I'm going for a 2-1 loss. I think they've just got a little bit too much for us. But I do think we'll probably get a goal against them. I think we can. I think they'll score late, but
Yeah.
I do think we're not quite there yet.
Interesting, Jane.
I'm probably on the same sort of wavelength as Craig. I think we're going to struggle. There's something just in me that we're not going to lose. I think there's going to be quite a few goals.
That's called hope. Keep hold of that.
Listen, if
Blind
all
hope.
I've got is hope, that's
Delusion.
all I've got, right? There's going to be a lot of goals in it, right? I'm going to put my son out there now, and I'm going 4-3 to Barnsley.
I hope
They've
so.
only conceded one goal, don't you?
I'm going 4-3 to Barnsley.
Yeah, but in the game that they did lose, they conceded 3. So
4-3 Town.
They haven't
Yeah.
played us yet, have they? Oh,
If-
no.
if we score,
telling you.
so far, if we score, we'll win.
Come
Based
on,
on
Josh.
deep form.
Me and Josh are on it tonight, I'm telling you.
I mean, you haven't seen my prediction yet, so
We're just going to concentrate, aren't you?
you want to curb that enthusiasm for a
Stop.
minute. Andy?
Well, I'm going to go 1-1 again. And I just need to make it absolutely clear at this moment in time. I'm going 1-1 because I know that if I say 1-1, yet again, we'll win 2-1. So I'm taking one for team. I want us to win 2-1, but I'm going 1-0 to ensure that we win 2-1.
It's like superstitions in sport, or like wearing your lucky like socks or something to something now, innit? Like 1-1, we keep winning, so
You said it all. It's delusional. That's all it is. I'm old. I'm 71. I'm allowed to be delusional if I
no,
want
I
to
prefer it. I think there's more in that than stats to games, you know what I mean? You
I don't
said
know what
1-1 last
XG is
time.
about the team, and I don't care. Craig, don't start. I don't care. Well, I don't care. I don't care how many headers Conor Barrett won or didn't win. Well, 1-1,
It's going to be
but it'll
100
be 2-1 really.
on Saturday. What am I going to go for? I think that we will. I think we'll draw. I think it will be 1-1. almost to the point of cancelling each other out, maybe. Just
Mhm.
basing a little bit on that Bolton game as well, of like, because not that Huddersfield side is better than Bolton's side, but I think we looked fairly comfortable against them. We looked more comfortable against Bolton than we did against Burton, who just trying to catch on the break every time, whereas Bolton tried to actually play against. And I think when a side opens up like that, we do get a little bit more joy in that regard as well. But
I will just say as well, though, if we can survive the first 20 minutes without conceding, I
Yeah.
think that vastly improves us as chances of winning. Because the first 20 minutes, we, for the majority of the past 3 years, are notoriously terrible at starting games.
Yeah.
So if we can just get over that hurdle of the first 20 minutes, and it will be 20th minute, we'll start playing better. You
Yeah.
watch. I think it'll dramatically improve us, but like I say, we've got to live in hope.
I'm
Yeah,
going with my
oh,
gut
yeah.
feeling.
You see, what I think, Craig, rather than this, they go on pitch and they warm up a bit and stretch and do runs between cones and all that game. What they need to do then is get on pitches at back, get on 4G pitches at back, and play a 15-minute friendly against somebody.
That's it, yeah.
Then get
That's
on
a
pitch,
That's
fine
Bob's
Bob's,
side,
thinking.
John.
Job's a
That's
good
a
one.
fine
Bob's your
side.
Get
when we're
under
after them.
21s out there.
Get into them from kick-off, or it'll be after 15 minutes. You've cracked it, Craig.
That's it. We'll
We
do
should be in
that.
charge, Craig. He should
That's
be
it.
in
Yeah,
charge.
see.
that does remind me of that. Have you seen? I don't know why this popped in my head, but have you seen that the way Brentford warm up for games as like part of their routine? If they do a full 11 set of corners, as in the attacking team attacks and the defensive team defends, and just do full set pieces for about 10 minutes.
But
Do
they
the
don't
score
score,
then.
they don't score from set piece, so what use is that?
No idea, but apparently it's something they've always been doing. For like since I've been in Prem, I've never seen a side do that before.
No, me
Of
neither.
do a full team thingy,
It's
but
not just that, right? You give away your corner tactic before match starts.
just put
Like,
some crosses in the
I'd
box.
just be like, right, get that camera trained on what they're doing there, and I'd be looking, again, assistant guy, I'd be like, watch what they're doing there, and tell us what to
That's
watch.
it's all well and good though to do the exact opposite every single one.
Yeah,
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 that's it.
A
Yeah,
short
100%.
corner every single time and catch what.
Can I
Right.
also, before you finish, can I also say this, Josh? Smithy is going to say 3-1 because he always says 3-1.
Yeah.
And just so you know, a few of us are going to support Kate on Friday morning with scattering Alan's ashes on pitch at Oakwell. So he'll be there. But final time I get to take him, but
Yeah.
he'll be there on Saturday.
Yeah, so we can blame him for the result if we lose.
100%.
Oh,
I agree. I agree with that
Oh,
totally.
Can you just let him know? Start tripping a few of them blue and white shirts
Yeah,
off.
sort
You know
it
what I mean?
out. Yeah.
Just see.
You
Just
never
start
walked
seeing
Blow
their
him over.
players
to do that,
falling.
Craig. He weren't quick enough to do that, Craig.
Just start seeing their players falling over.
Just,
We
I'll
know
just
who
stand
it
in
is.
net, stop ball winning.
Yeah.
When you see Herbie Kane go down with nobody near him, it's Smithy.
He did that anyway.
Yeah.
He didn't need anybody to help him do that. A gust of wind could take him off his feet.
Right, we will be back outside Oakwell on Saturday with our instant reaction to the Huddersfield game. My arm's knackered because this mic arm's broke as well.
Yeah.
I am knackered at the minute. I don't know how Tracy does it. Like I said, we're back outside the ground. If you want to come down and do a fan cam, Tom will be outside with the phone and probably no wire again, like he did last time. He's got one job every week to bring the
He
kit.
thought he dodged it this week, but you managed to get it in.
Yep. He has one job to bring the wire and the microphones, and he only brought one half of it. So half a job, Tom. Will hopefully do his full job, and we can have microphones and good sound quality as well. So we'll see you there, you Reds.
You Reds.